Hi friends, in our time together today, I'm introducing She Moved Through the Fair. This tune is listed on the session website as a waltz, but that's based on the time signature. This is actually a ballad or an air. We'll follow our usual pattern. I'll stand in the Play Along with Scott section, playing the core of the tune so that you could learn the tune itself. And you could see my hands. Come back to that section and play it with me a few times so that you learn the core of the tune. We'll then talk about any challenges I think you'll experience. We'll talk about ornamentation and expression, and then I'll share what we know of the history of the tune. And as usual, I'll provide a link at the top of the notes to this video so that you can access the page at my website from which to download the music and tabs. And there will be two download links on the page. The first download link is with 1 sharp, and the second download link is with 2 sharps. You see, She Moved Through the Fair is often played lower and kind of haunting. You can play it higher and haunting, but it's normally a lower key. And but to do that with 1 sharp on a D whistle, I had to change 1 phrase, because in 1 sharp you're supposed to be able to hit a low C, and there isn't one of those on a D whistle. So instead of going to the low C, I just hit another note that works, and I replaced it, and the phrase still works. We'll also play through the tune with 2 sharps, and that takes it up higher. So here is She Moved Through the Fair with 1 sharp. Alrighty. Now, I'll play through She Moved Through the Fair with the version that has 2 sharps. And we'll start on the first octave A. That is simply lovely to play. I often play tunes that I know you all have requested that you want to play, and then I'll play through those myself and look at them, and now and then I think, that one is way too beautiful to not play right now. And that's how I felt about She Moved Through the Fair. So let's think through any difficulties I think you might experience. Another one of the reasons I selected this tune is that it doesn't have huge difficulties from a playability standpoint. the core of the tune is reasonably straightforward. Now, on the version with two sharps, yes, you are going to have to play up to that second octave A, which if you're not 100% familiar with your whistle yet, that could present a few challenges, but that's okay. You will get there. Keep working on it. I think one of the challenges is probably working on tone and ornamentation and expression, because it's an emotional tune, and you want to convey that, and that's not always easy. So that's a difficulty. So let's think about ornamentation and expression. Again, listen to different people. I'd actually, again, recommend listening to a few people play it on the whistle. Also listen to people singing it, and you'll get some of that cadence, some of the lilt, and some of the note movement, and that you can emulate with breathing, slides, vibrato, a cut or two. So anyway, that works pretty well. And I think this is a great example of where pausing and breathing are effective. For example, okay, so there, notice I kind of did phrases, and I didn't ornament it too much. I think those are good phrases to throw vibrato in as well. And I didn't do much of that, but I wanted you to catch that. Like even the briefest of pause has great impact in creating emotion. So think about that, play with it. Again, listen to different people. Now, let me share a little on the history of the tune. What we know definitively is that it's an older tune. Now, what we know with a high level of probability is that it most likely originated up in probably County Donegal. We also know for certain that Hubert Hugh, one of the individuals who traveled around collecting tunes, included this tune in his 1909 collection of Irish country songs. And then the Irish poet Pádraig Colum actually wrote lyrics or enhanced the lyrics that were already with the tune. And those are the primary lyrics that you could find today. And those are the ones that are sung. Again, go to the session website. And if you scroll down into the conversation below the transcriptions of the tune, you could find a couple of sets of lyrics. And that's the easiest thing to do there. A couple of people, Mr. Colum said he wrote the song, but again, I think what he meant there, and I'm reading into this, was it the lyrics, because the tune existed before him, but a number of people said stuff like that all through the years, and they may have simply meant I created what it is today, and that's perfectly fine. Another traveler who collected songs said that he found a copy of this. He recorded a copy of this from an old gentleman, and all he knew was that the tune was old. So there's different paths converging. And there are versions definitely of this tune located in Scotland as well. But you've got to realize that there was a time period in Irish Scottish history where it was easier if you're in the north of Ireland or on that the fingers off there of Scotland. It was easier to travel between Ireland and Scotland than it was to travel too far inland in either of those countries. And so, sure, there's a lot of music that went back and forth because the cultures went back and forth. So the waters are muddy on the history, but that's okay. What we know is it's an old tune, northwest of Ireland, beautiful, emotive. My friends, I'll play through it with a version or two from me. I'll play it on a low D and a high D, and I've yet to decide exactly how I'm going to do that, but I'll do it in a day or two. And I would like you to dive into it. Learn the core of the tune. And from the core of the tune, begin to emote it. But at the same time, listen to people playing it, because that will help you know how you want to emote it, because it's going to be your expression of the tune. Until next time, my friends, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling.